Welcome to the RadioU Podcast. Coming up, which food packaging makes you the most upset?
How many men does it take to stop a gorilla? Is it the start of a math problem or an internet trend? We'll let you know.
All that and more on the way next.
Oh, as a Cavs fan, Hudson, I am very, very happy today.
Big win last night.
Absolutely. Not only big in the sense that it was the clincher for them in a sweep of the Miami Heat, but big in just point differential. They won by a lot.
Yeah. I was noticing the score in my score app last night.
Your score app? You just have an app with scores in it?
Yeah, you don't have that?
Is it just ESPN?
No, it's literally called The Score.
Okay. No, I didn't know that was a thing.
Yeah, and I would check in. I was more concerned with, baseball, hockey, but I just kept
concerned with baseball with 162 regular season games.
Yeah, because the Cavs playing the Heat to me is kind of like Purdue playing Lafayette in the NCAA tournament.
I remember when the basketball season started and you're like, I'm not going to care until the playoffs start. Mm-hmm. Now the playoffs are starting and you're like, I'm not going to care.
Well, I care about competitive series.
Okay, your bar is continuing to move, but whatever. Keep going.
And so, they won 138-83. You could have turned that game off in the first quarter, I think.
Yeah, pretty much. You definitely could have.
The Heat, I think their players were already literally on the golf course in the middle of the game.
Yeah, they had moved on.
They were in Cancun or something because they definitely didn't show up to wherever the game was last night.
It was in Miami. But yeah, it was definitely like they weren't home for sure. But yeah, they were up 39 points at halftime. And Donovan Mitchell, he said to his teammates in the locker room, we have to finish our breakfast. And that's exactly what they did. They actually ended up setting some records because of this crazy win. So, and also the whole series, they set some records. So listen to these. So the Cavs led by as many as 60 points before settling for a 55-point win.
Ouch.
The largest series clinching victory in NBA playoff history. The combined 92 points Cleveland won by in games 3 and 4 is the largest point differential in a 2-game span in playoff history.
Mm-hmm.
Wait for it. It gets more. It's bigger. The 122-point differential for the series set a playoff record as well.
Well, congratulations.
Well, I'm just saying the Cavs, they look like no joke.
I think a lot of teams would look like no joke against the Heat right now.
Honestly, I don't know. I heard a lot of different opinions on this. I heard a lot of people saying the Miami would, because Heat culture, Eric Spoelstra, lots of playoff, reps and time and all of these experiences that this team had. And the Cavs had kind of run into some issues in the playoffs in the past. So I had heard a lot of different stuff. So I'm taking a victory lap on this.
You should. As a Cavs fan, enjoy it.
I'm not letting you be a downer on this moment. This is a big deal for the Cavs. I mean, let's be real. They have not had a lot of playoff success without a man named LeBron James on their team.
That's true.
And I'm excited about this.
Yes, you should take the W's where you can.
This is the first sweep they've had since LeBron has been on the team.
That's exciting.
Yeah.
I just, call me when they play a team that actually is trying. Because if you lose
trying,
by
but not
55
in this
points in a
game.
playoff game, you are not trying. Listen, you need to listen to J-Way and just try it. Try playing a little bit. I don't blame Miami, though. Teams don't come back from 3 down in the NBA.
No.
It doesn't happen. Who would win? 100 men or one gorilla? This is a debate that's been going on now since the weekend.
Nene literally asked me this in the office yesterday.
Yeah.
I had no context for why he was asking.
He had it on his show, too. I saw people chatting about it. 877-2-RADIO-U. You can share your thoughts. Allie, obviously, Nene asked you yesterday, so you've had some time to think about it. Who would win, 100 men or one gorilla?
Absolutely 100 men. This is craziness.
Absolutely?
Yes.
I don't think it's that cut and dry.
100 men? If they can't stop one gorilla, what is going on?
Well, first of all, what are the parameters?
What are they? I didn't know there were parameters.
This is what I feel like. Here's my thing. I think this question is incomplete.
Okay.
Because if it's 100 men versus one gorilla and it's not in an enclosure, the gorilla can just run away. It's faster than people. It will get away, right?
Yeah, but I thought it was like it's fighting to the death or something.
But maybe a gorilla's smarter than that. I think if there's 100 men around, he'd be like, I'm out of here if he can.
Well, then that's not winning. That's just running away.
Okay, well, then no one would win.
Well, then what's the point of this question?
I don't know, but I'm just saying, if you're acting like they would just fight each other.
Are you getting the pin or are you not getting the pin?
And then if it is in a cage match, right? An enclosed space, I tend to think the humans would win, but the gorilla's not going to tap out. So you're going to have to it's going to be a fight to the death.
A fight to the death, or maybe they have tranquilizer guns or something.
There's no tranquilizer guns. That's not a part of the question.
Well, I just mean maybe they would you have to pin it, but then you can put it to sleep.
Then, yeah, there's some, a judge. And once whoever wins. But the thing is, you couldn't get a gorilla to not fight to the death. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely.
It's going to kill guys.
Absolutely.
And so, therefore, it becomes a fight to the death. And which human wants to be the one with their bare hands to kill a gorilla?
Yeah.
Nobody.
No.
That guy, you know what? That guy should be not allowed in humanity. He should be locked up.
No, but the reason I picked the 100 men is because 100 men, you would think there'd be some ingenuity there. Mm-hmm. They would use whatever resources are around to try and find a way to stop the gorilla.
I think, I think people, if it's just, again, in a cage match and forgetting about how you actually determine when the match is over.
Yeah.
100 men should win because you're really... Otherwise, a gorilla is not as
game.
Yeah, gorilla is not as strong as 100 men.
Yeah,
it's stronger than a lot of men, but not 100.
Yeah,
even if the men are very weak like me, they're 100 me's.
Yeah,
we're gonna wear out a gorilla.
Strength in numbers.
Yeah, he's gonna run out of energy eventually because we could just split up. We could be in groups of 25.
Yeah,
if we even had this much planning. This is something that people debate though.
How much time?
Well, would 100 men coordinate enough, or would it just turn into chaos, And chaos might not win.
I mean, maybe not, but...
Because you think about, think about this, Allie. In so many action movies, when it's one guy versus a bunch of other guys, what happens? It's Jackie Chan.
Yeah.
And for some reason, all of the guys come at him one at a time. They take turns.
Instead of all at once.
Yeah.
And you always look at yourself if they were all going in at once, it would be over in an instant.
What kind of training do these guys have? Why are they just coming at him one by one instead of coordinating somehow? And so if we did that to the gorilla one by one, each 100,
then it would be over.
He got knocked down. All right, somebody else's turn. All right, now you go.
That would just be stupid.
We would lose because that would really be just a gorilla versus one man at a time, 100 times.
But here's the thing. I think every man, I guess I shouldn't say every man. I shouldn't stereotype. But I think a lot of men have the whole complex of they love strategy and strategy games and stuff like that. So when you give them an opportunity to have to strategize and be all right, here's the plan. Here's how we're going to take down the gorilla. They're going to take it.
But here's what you don't understand, though, about men, maybe, is that...
maybe I don't. Yeah, maybe I don't.
We would, 100 guys, there's going to be a power struggle. And in the time that's going on, when the couple guys, are trying to decide who's in charge
here. It's just Lord of the Flies.
Yeah, then the gorilla, he's just going Donkey Kong on us because he just plays by his own rules. And so that knocks out a good portion of your fighting force.
If you have the conch, you can talk. If you don't have the conch, you can't talk.
The age-old question. You walk upon a random pile of cash in the road. Do you take it? Do you take it and tell yourself, I'm going to try to find out who this belongs to? Or do you just leave it? Do you call somebody? What do you do if it seems like there's just a bunch of unattended money lying around in public?
I think if it was just $20, I would take it.
What is your limit of how much you would take?
Maybe 100 if it was sitting there. But if it's a whole pile of cash, I'm probably calling the cops.
If it's
a crime has occurred here.
If it's $300,000, not that you're going to count, But are you just taking $100 and walking away?
No.
There's a whole group of people around. They're all taking what they can carry.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't be doing that.
You just walk on by.
I would probably stop, but I would call the police.
Call the police. Look at you. So responsible. This is what happened in Oak Park, Illinois. A pile of about $300,000 worth of cash. This would have been, it's split up into bags. I'm assuming duffel bags based off of the movies. It was split up into bags that were in the back of a Brinks truck.
Okay.
At some point, due to what they call, well, they just say unknown reasons, unknown means, they don't know what happened, but the cash fell out of the Brinks truck.
Okay.
Out of a Brinks truck in this village in Illinois, and the driver of the Brinks truck apparently did not notice at first.
Oh, no.
Like, he continued on and just kept going. So this cash, in this $300,000 in 3 bags, was just lying there in the middle of the road. And not everybody is as responsible as Allie. And so the people descend once word got out that there was $300,000 lying around. Word got out about town. Literally dozens of people, if not hundreds, showed up and were gathering up this money. And by the time the driver had returned and realized, he said that there were about 50 to 100 people removing money from the scene and fleeing the area on foot and in vehicles. And you're not getting that money back, pal.
No.
Not from
gone.
the people who took it.
That's gone. And unless you had like serial numbers that are like all kept and tracked, like it'd be, and even with that, it'd be impossible to try and find all of it.
It's cash, not a lot of paper trail.
No.
So those people are going to get away probably scot-free. I think it's literally the police for the areas would not comment on whether you could even face criminal charges for this. Like, what would you charge somebody with? It's just money just left. It's finders keepers.
Yeah, because it's not like they broke into the Brinks truck and then stole money. It just fell out.
If you did try to like charge them with something, they would have a great defense of, I didn't know.
Exactly.
I thought it was just...
And many probably had no idea what was going on. They just saw the chaos, people grabbing money, and they decided to get in on it.
Yeah. I don't know if I can blame them too much. And here's the thing that I think we do have to remember with this. It doesn't necessarily make it right that these people went and grabbed these. And you think about it, if it just fell out in bags, that means the bags probably had stacks of cash. And so people walked away with a lot of money.
Oh, yeah.
It wasn't like they were just grabbing $20 bills.
No.
These were probably $100 bills, or maybe split up into different denominations and then all rolled, right? And so they probably got away with a lot. But also, you have to imagine that this was insured. And so it's not like Brinks is going to be out of a lot of money. And whether they recouped all the money or not is not going to change what this driver faces if they face any kind of consequences. We don't know. Like, it literally says unknown means. I don't know if he can really be held responsible.
I mean, maybe not. Maybe it was an issue. There could have been a malfunction with the door.
Mm-hmm.
Could have been maybe the door was not closed properly. That could be on him. Who knows? But either way, I feel like overall you can't really blame any particular person in this situation. It's obviously is not great for whoever lost that money now or is out that amount of money. As you said, I would imagine it's
the insurance
insured.
companies, yeah.
Yeah, but still not fun to have to deal with that.
But the age-old question, many people will say what Allie said, but also 50 to 100 people were removing money from the bag. So I think more people would do that.
And we're back with another edition of Right Up My Alley, Hudson.
It's been too long since we've done one of these.
I was going to say it's been a hot minute, and I'm so excited to be back with this one. If you don't know how Right Up My Alley works, basically it's my time to quiz Hudson on some questions about a topic, as you heard right there, something I know way too much about or am way too invested in for some reason. And I ask him 3 questions. They get progressively harder with each question. So today's topic is the Savannah Bananas.
All right. Please do not ask me to spell banana.
Okay.
I never know how many nanas to put in.
Did you never learn the song?
There's a banana song?
Yeah, I was like...
Banana phone?
No, Gwen Stefani.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
She teaches
do
us
remember that
how
song.
to spell banana.
Yeah, I guess so. I got to remember that.
Yes. All right. Well, anyways, Savannah Bananas, if you don't know who they are a baseball team, although they play a form of baseball called banana ball. So some of the questions I have for you are about that because they have some different rules from regular baseball. So the first question is, what rule in banana ball, and this I feel like is the easiest because I've mentioned this before, allows fans to get an out in the game?
I believe I don't know if this isn't the entire game, but this is like the only thing I know about the Savannah Bananas, is that if a fan catches a foul ball, that can be the final out of the game.
It can be an out at any point in the game.
Anytime.
Any point.
That would be chaos if that happened in real baseball.
Yeah, it would be. But
that would ruin baseball.
Well, in banana ball, that's a thing. The fan can and there has been a moment where a fan catch has ended a game. And so that went like viral, but it can happen at any point.
If you think about if that happened in real baseball, it would actually be bad because one, it would make no sense, but two, players would be much more wary of hitting foul balls into the stands.
Oh, yeah.
And so there'd be way less foul balls for fans to catch.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
And that's one of the best things about baseball is when you catch a foul ball, it feels so exciting.
For the Savannah Bananas, they're trying to put on a show, and they want the fan involvement. So for them, it's kind of exciting to hit a foul ball.
Right.
You know what I mean?
When you go to the game.
It's the opposite of MLB. And that's why a lot of MLB fans don't like Savannah Bananas, because it's very different from real baseball. But I still enjoy both. Okay, second question. Who is the Savannah Bananas rival team?
The Woodland Creatures.
Nope, they're called the Party Animals. You've probably seen them on social media. They wear black uniforms with cut-off sleeves. It's like almost like a muscle tee.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I can think of some baseball players that would look good in that.
They definitely look good. We'll just put that out there.
Put Jaron Duran on the Party Animals.
Oh, absolutely. I would take that 100%. I'd be like, yes, please. All right. Last question. Another rules for you. All right. Players are automatically ejected if they do what prohibited thing at the plate?
Ooh. Adjust their junk.
No.
Because that's a big baseball thing.
Nope. If they bunt, they are automatically ejected.
Oh, I hate banana ball.
I know. Real baseball fans are not happy with banana ball.
Why would you want to watch that?
They don't allow bunting.
In real baseball, I get upset that, especially the Red Sox, because obviously I'm cheering for them, that they don't bunt. They don't bunt enough. You need to bunt.
Yeah.
It's such a good strategy.
I agree. This is the one rule that I think is really kind of dumb because I actually think bunting can be really exciting because if you do it the right way, it's an exciting play. And so, but yeah, that's a rule for them. Even if you set up to go for a bunt, they'll eject you.
Well, that would be an easy rule to follow, though. Why would anybody, if you know that's a rule, you wouldn't accidentally bunt.
Again, they're putting on a show, so sometimes I think they do have like a theatrical moment where they'll be like, all right, we need an ejection here. Go up there and bunt.
Somebody do me a favor. Can we make sure Rob Manfred, the commissioner of MLB, never finds out about banana ball?
They have the golden at-bat rule in their rules. I'm pretty positive the popularity of the bananas is why that was even considered for MLB.
They're ruining it. They're ruining it. They're ruining real baseball. Allie, close your eyes.
Okay.
Imagine a man that smells like Mountain Dew Baja Blast.
I don't know if I like that.
Wrong. He smells better than that. A Mountain Dew Baja Blast line of body care products is actually coming into existence, believe it or not.
Is this a partnership with Native?
It's a partnership with the Blind Barber, which I've never heard of before.
I haven't either, but remember when Native did the thing with Dunkin' Donuts?
I do remember that.
That's why I thought it was Native.
Yeah, that would make sense too, but the Blind Barber is the one that gets the honor of partnering with Mountain Dew, and they actually have, and you can buy this, Mountain Dew Baja Blast shampoo, body bar, which I don't like the body bar. I'm a body wash guy.
You're a body wash.
I don't like the bars of soap.
Okay, why not?
For your body?
Well, I use a bar of soap, but I use a loofah still. You know,
I don't use a loofah either.
Okay.
It's just all hands.
Okay, I don't know if I like that. I like to get it all. I like to get the loofah all like soapy and everything.
That sounds fun. Anyways, so this is a body bar, not for me, but it's a shampoo bar, shampoo in a bar, body bar, and body lotion. And then they also have a beach-bound body spray set, which includes 2 Baja-inspired body sprays. There's Baja Blast and Mountain Dew Baja Cabo Citrus.
Interesting.
Cabo Citrus is their new Baja flavor. Convenient that this is all coming out at the same time, isn't it?
Very convenient.
And so this is something you can buy either if you have a blind barber shop near you, which again, I've never heard of, so I don't know if there's any near us, but also I'm not exactly the barber expert around here. But they also are selling this at blindbarber.com and on the Mountain Dew TikTok shop. If you really want to smell like Mountain Dew, now you can.
I
without
don't.
all the stickiness.
I do not want to smell like Mountain Dew.
I think a Baja Blast body spray would smell good. Nice and fruity, kind of limey.
I don't know if I want to smell like lime.
I think that'd be a good smell. Nice and fresh.
Nope. I think I'm good.
Fresh and sweet.
I think I'm good.
This is not for Allie. This would be for me, except that they made it a body bar. This is 2025.
Get a loofah,
We need a bottle of whatever it is that we're going to smell like.
You should get a loofah, and all you do is you put the loofah under the shower water, and you grab the bar, and you just scrub, and then it'll create
wasteful.
soaps.
I feel like I would get 3 showers out of that body bar.
No. I feel like the bar of soap actually lasts a lot longer than a bottle of body wash.
I'm a big man. I have a lot of skin.
Okay.
A lot of skin to cover. And it's slippery. I'd be slipping and sliding like a cartoon character. And then, do you do that?
What are you doing in the shower, Hudson? You're just bumbling around?
Well, the soap slips out of your hand, then it's on the ground, then you step on it and fall like it's a banana peel. And do you do that thing where when you because my dad would use soap bars.
Yeah.
Do you do that thing where the one is getting tiny and then you stick it on the new big one to combine?
No. I don't do that.
See, that's wasteful.
No, I don't think it's wasteful.
I think I'm just going to stick with whatever body wash is kind of like affordable.
Okay.
That's my strategy.
I've used both. Right now, I just happen to have Dove like bar soap, so I'm using that.
I don't even look in the bar soap section.
Okay. Aren't they in the same section, right?
No.
Okay.
Got a lesson here in resilience, about never giving up, about not leaving anything behind. 8772 RadioU. This is a man in Japan, a Chinese university student, 27 years old, who was rescued from Mount Fuji last week.
Okay.
After he was on a climbing expedition.
Okay.
And things went awry.
Okay.
He apparently, what happened was he was climbing near the summit of the mountain and he lost his crampons.
Oh no.
Apparently his crampons, most people are probably thinking, what's a crampon?
Yeah, what is it?
Crampons are a kind of spiked cleat that allows for safe traversal of icy environments.
Okay, yeah, I have heard of these before. Like if you're going to climb Everest or something, you're going to need these.
You need your crampons. And so he got near the summit of the mountain and he lost his crampons. I guess they got wedged a little too high up or something like that. And he was like, I need a hand. I need somebody to help. My crampons. And so he had to be rescued by a helicopter. They had to fly him out, fly him off of the mountain because he lost his crampons.
Yep.
And that'd be enough for most people to give up.
Yeah, you would think. You would not want to go back.
But not for this 27-year-old Chinese university student whose identity has not been revealed.
For his own good.
Which is too bad because he's a hero, because he said, you know what, I did get lost and I lost my crampons on the mountain one time, but I can't give up. And so just a few days later, he decided to scale the mountain again because he realized he'd forgotten his phone at the top of the mountain. He left his crampons and his phone behind.
Oh, my goodness.
And so he had to climb back up the mountain only to once again need to be rescued. I don't know if he ever got his phone because he didn't get as high the second time.
I doubt he got his phone, because he was much, much further down.
Yeah.
And when he needed to be rescued, but this time it was due to altitude sickness.
So if anybody's planning on climbing Mount Fuji to the summit anytime soon, there's a phone and some crampons near the top if you want to bring those back for this guy.
Yeah, they belong to an unnamed 27-year-old Chinese university student.
We won't know who to give them to. So I guess they're yours.
Yeah. Honestly, finders keepers at this point.
You can keep the crampons.
Keep them for yourself.
Yeah, they might help you.
Yeah, you might need an extra pair.
You never know. Never leave home without them. Having a wedding is expensive. 8772 Radio U. Is it so expensive, though, that it warrants this new trend that some are calling tacky, where brides are posting out their Venmo usernames or their QR codes on invitations, signage, merch?
What?
Wedding merch?
That's a weird thing. I've never heard of wedding merch.
Social media and just simply asking people to Venmo the bride. Basically, anywhere you can put your Venmo username or QR code, you just pop that out there and hope you get a few bites to help offset the cost of your wedding. Many think this is tacky, including, it looks like, some experts. But Allie, I want to know what you think.
Here's the thing. I think in certain circumstances, it can definitely come across as tacky or like insensitive. I think the main reason people have an issue with this is because apparently it's being used in a way where it's like already asking a lot of people that already give a lot to help out the bride. So, for instance, bridesmaids. They already do a lot, especially for the bachelorette weekend party, whatever. They're helping covering the cost of like an Airbnb stay or any food. You know, I've been to plenty of bachelorette weekends, and the bride shouldn't have to pay for anything. That's kind of a norm.
Of course.
And so to add any cost on top of that, it is a little bit like, okay, well, you know, we're already helping pay for all of these things. It's a little weird to ask for more. So I think that's why people have an issue with it. But I have seen where people will put on like their car. Yeah. They'll put something where it's like at
during
such and such
wedding season, I see that all the time.
Yeah, and they'll be like, you know, buy a drink for the bride and groom or whatever, or help us go on our honeymoon or whatever. I think that's mostly harmless because that's not really asking people that are already giving money, you know, to you to then give more. Yeah. If that makes sense.
This is where I'm at too. You definitely shouldn't be asking, like, honestly, you have to think about how much the people that are in your wedding party have to spend. Yeah, have to spend. They have to really love you.
Yeah.
Because especially, you know, they've got to buy the dress or the suit, most likely. They've got to possibly get hotels. They got to fork out, you know, travel and then take care of the bachelorette parties. Those people should be off the hook completely.
Yes.
But if you want to put it out on your invitations and your back of your car, which that is the most common thing I've seen, or put it in your Instagram posts with your wedding hashtag, I think, honestly, I'd rather see your Venmo than your wedding hashtag.
Yeah, right.
To me.
The wedding hashtags have gotten a little out of control.
They actually have. So, and you know what? Here's the thing. No, it's not even like a wedding gift, right?
No.
You go to a wedding, you got to bring a gift. You got to do something. No, but you don't have to. Yeah. You can see somebody's Venmo username on their post about their wedding. You don't have to give.
You don't have to give. You
just
can scroll
don't give.
Right past.
Scroll past. It's not hurting anybody.
Yeah.
But it also, I know, I've seen stories of people that put it on their cars. Some people do that, and it's not real.
It's not real.
They put it on their car and say they're just married when they either are single or have been married a long time because people will still give.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
It's that much of a...
This is why we can't have nice things.
It's like the new version of panhandling.
Oh my goodness. That annoys that annoys me.
But if you are actually married, then it doesn't bother me that you are like getting married. You know, like if there actually is an occasion for it, it doesn't bother me at all.
Bachelorette weekend and doing that, then I'm in full support of you putting that on your car.
I don't blame you for that. It works. And weddings are expensive.
People like to be generous. People like to help out.
People love love.
Yeah, well, and we know how expensive weddings and all of that stuff costs now. And so it's like, yeah, maybe me giving $5 doesn't sound like a lot, but it's helpful.
It adds up, and it helps. And here's the other thing, too, though. The flip side is if you're planning your wedding or whatever, you should not have a line in your budget where you're counting on Venmo donations.
No.
Because I'm sure that the QR code on the car thing seems to work. I don't think it works so well that you can count on that funding your wedding. Well, Shedeur Sanders may have fallen in the NFL draft all the way to pick 144, but he's still number one in our hearts.
Is he?
In many people's hearts. Since the NFL draft over the weekend, I know it's a short amount of time, but we have numbers on whose jerseys are selling the best of rookies that were drafted this weekend. Shedeur Sanders, he's actually at number 3 in the jersey sales rankings since the NFL draft. So congratulations to him.
Yeah.
And
that's pretty good.
There's a lot of excited Shedeur Sanders fans out there, a lot of excited Browns fans, I suppose, out there. Thinking that maybe he'll take over and, turn the franchise into something worthwhile.
I don't think any Browns fans really feel that way.
The only people ahead of Shedeur Sanders in jersey sales since the draft are Travis Hunter of the Jaguars, who went number 2 in the draft. And, of course, the Browns traded the pick away to the Jaguars for them to select him. And then number 2 in the jersey sales rankings is Cam Ward, who was the number 1 pick to the Tennessee Titans. So it makes sense that Shedeur Sanders would be behind them.
Yeah.
But not often does the 144th pick in the draft get anywhere near the top of jersey sales charts. So congratulations to him.
Yeah, and I guess this is a part of the aspect until we see him play, but I guess this is a part of his value is he does come with popularity. And we'll see if that ends up paying off or not.
But you know what, though? And this is the worst thing. The Browns are the worst place for him to go because he has the popularity that makes him a sideshow.
Yeah.
The people buying the jersey for the 144th pick in the draft are the people that are never going to believe, no matter how much he plays or doesn't play, and if he never has any success, they're still going to believe that he was wronged, that he didn't get the fair opportunity. And it's Tim Tebow all over again.
Yeah, they're going to believe, even if he doesn't work out at playing for the Browns, which I honestly don't think he will.
Nobody works out playing for the Browns.
Yeah, and I just think even if he is given an opportunity to play, there's just so many other people in front of him that they're going to get more opportunities than he will.
And so unless he comes around and wins an MVP in a Super Bowl one day, there's going to be people out there that are just going to go, but he never got a fair chance. He was looked at from the day he entered the draft. He was given the short end of the stick. He was unfairly maligned and mischaracterized, and he never got his actual fair chance. And even when he winds up in the CFL one day or the XFL or whatever they call it now, it's going to be like, but he's like Uncle Rico. You wouldn't believe what he could have done if you just given the chance.
Yeah, no
doubt in my mind.
I think that's a pretty apt description as to what's going to happen. I mean, I'm still, as a Browns fan, still excited to see what does end up happening with him, but I don't see him playing a lot for the Browns. You know
who I feel really bad for is Dillon Gabriel.
Yeah, me too.
He's the other quarterback the Browns drafted.
I think he should be given more of a shot than Shedeur, in my opinion. I know they're going to let it be an open battle, which is how it should be done. But I wish we would have just stuck with Dillon Gabriel.
Based off of all we've heard about Shedeur Sanders in the lead up to the draft, and also a lot of the things we saw on the field when he was at Colorado, if it's an open battle, that's bad news for him.
Yeah.
But if the Browns owner, Jimmy Haslam, gets involved, then maybe he stands a shot.
Maybe.
Sell some tickets. Get people out there in the cold. I just learned about something yesterday. Allie, I want to know if you've ever heard of this and if it sounds appealing to you. Have you ever heard of a honey roast?
Honey roast?
Yeah.
I feel like this is not what I think it is.
It's not food.
Yeah.
Even though for food, I mean, yeah, honey roasted sounds great.
Is it something where you're like roasting your honey, like a couple thing?
Oh, yeah. I thought you were talking about like the food honey. And it's like, why would you roast?
No, like your honey.
Yeah.
You know, like a pet name type of deal.
It is, but you could do it with your significant other, but it's more the idea of like a roast, but it's nice. Like you, instead of getting around and making jokes at somebody's expense and like they're just supposed to sit there and take it and it's funny and whatever.
Yeah.
Because we're all friends and we can say what we want.
Yeah.
This is the opposite. You get together with your friends or a group or whatever. Maybe you do it at the office and you're all supposed to, maybe there's one person that you're supposed to compliment.
Okay.
And they call that a honey roast.
Okay.
This is a thing. I just learned about it yesterday. I looked it up. It's a real thing.
I would struggle with this.
I know. It sounds horrible, doesn't it?
I would really struggle.
I was like, am I a bad person for thinking that sounds like a horrible practice? Like if somebody brought up, let's do a honey roast at Radio U, I would be like, I think I'm going to be sick that day.
Yeah.
I don't want to be the honey roaster, but I definitely don't want to be the honey roasted. I do not want to sit there and have a bunch of people be forced to compliment me.
No.
I feel like a dictator.
I would hate that. I would absolutely hate that. I am so bad at taking compliments. Like I make the most awkward faces, like the most awkward smile, because I just don't know what to do. I'm like, what do I do with my face? Like when someone's like, oh, you look so beautiful.
Yeah.
Or you're whatever. And
I love your hair.
Exactly. I'm just like, thanks.
Yes, I'm with you. I'm horrible at that. Maybe part of that is because it's unexpected.
Yes.
Whenever somebody random out of the blue wants to compliment you on something, that you just aren't prepared for it. But also just having a series of people compliment you.
Yeah, you're just like the center of everyone's attention.
That sounds so uncomfortable.
No, I couldn't do it.
And the thing about a honey roast to me too is like, it is when somebody comes up to me and gives me a compliment, as rare as that is, at least that feels genuine.
Yeah.
And this is how honey roasts, from how I understand, are done. Somebody organize it or be like, you would do it for your birthday or somebody or something like that.
Yeah.
And so everybody knows they've got to come up with a compliment for that person. But then that's going to feel so fake to me.
I know. That's what I was thinking too. I was like, how can we really prove that this is genuine?
Yeah, like you're just saying you like my shirt because you have to. You don't actually like it. I always have a tough time taking compliments anyways, and then if it was presented in that way, it just makes me I would be sick.
Yeah, usually I'm grateful for whatever compliment I get. I always say thank you, obviously, but I would hate to put myself in a position where suddenly I'm judging the intent of someone's compliment.
Yeah. I always feel when I get complimented, it's such a double-edged, like I love getting complimented because I like hearing that.
Okay.
But it also borderline causes me physical pain to experience compliments.
Yeah, I would agree. That's
hurts
exactly how I feel. I'm like, I don't know how to act right now. Thank you, but I don't know what to do.
Yeah. So honey roast, let's agree never to do a honey roast at Radio U. Yeah. At least if we're on a unified front, if somebody ever brings up the idea, at least we're on the same page and we can just go, no, please do not do this to us.
We will veto it.
We don't want to compliment you.
Yeah, we have veto power and our veto power says no compliments here.
I've got a problem with Pop-Tarts. And I'm glad to know, apparently I'm not alone. 8772 Radio U. My problem, and I've said this for a long time, why can't Pop-Tarts on the actual package of the individually wrapped Pop-Tarts tell you what flavor they are? The foil the Pop-Tarts come in.
Okay.
Why can't they tell you this is brown sugar cinnamon on the wrapping that the Pop-Tarts themselves are in?
Well, because they're not sold like that.
I know, but they should be because...
They should be sold in individual packs?
No, I mean, I know in vending machines and stuff you can get that and they do label them. So why can't they use those labels on the Pop-Tarts that they put in the box?
Well, because the box says what flavor it is.
And you never take it out of the box except when you're ready to eat it.
Well, they're expecting you to keep it in the box.
They're expecting a lot, aren't they?
Well, I have always kept them in the box. Because the box has the little thing that you can close it again, right?
Why would you need to close it?
Well, I mean, if you wanted to close it again
They're
and put
sealed, so they stay fresh either way.
Well, I just mean like if you wanted to close it again and like you had several of them and you stack them or something in your pantry. Not everybody has a
several
lot of pantry
boxes.
space.
I know. This is why if you could take them out of the box and still know what they are, it would save space.
Well, there's this thing called a Sharpie.
Okay, why is it my job now to label the Pop-Tarts? Listen, we're opening up the Radio U hotline.
877-2-RADIO-U.
It's time to vent, everybody. What is food packaging that annoys you?
Okay.
I'm not alone on this because I've been saying this for years.
I'm just trying to be antagonistic.
Yeah, no, you agree, right? You agree.
No, I mean, it'd be convenient, to have that.
A woman has gone viral on TikTok for complaining about this very same issue and for some reason she went viral and not me, for complaining about how Pop-Tarts are just in foil packages. And it's not even, this is what grinds my gears.
Okay.
It's not like they're just plain foil packages that have nothing printed on them.
They do have stuff on them.
It says Pop-Tarts all over, but it's too much for them to put brown sugar cinnamon somewhere on there as well. And I just don't know. And you know what? Here's the real kicker, Allie.
Okay.
This is what drives me up a wall.
Okay.
They sell them in variety packs. How are you supposed to know which of the variety you have until you open it? And then maybe you get the strawberry. I don't want strawberry. I wanted the s'mores. But there's no way to know until you opened it up.
Yeah.
Come on.
I don't know. That's a problem.
And then those strawberry ones, maybe I would eat them one day, but now they're going to go bad because they're unsealed because I opened it up and saw it's not the flavor I wanted.
What? You left it? You just left them?
Well, that's not what I wanted.
Well, I would have just eaten it.
This is... You can put it in a Ziploc bag, but then that's becoming wasteful. Either way, it's becoming wasteful. Or you're unhappy because you don't get the flavor you want.
Well, I don't think I'd be unhappy. I mean, strawberry's still pretty good.
The arguments in the comments of this have taken off too.
Okay.
With people like you that are like, if only they came in a box that labeled them. But you can't, especially if you get a bigger pack, right?
Yeah.
And think this woman's probably from a family. She got kids. Maybe she buys like the biggest pack of Pop-Tarts
the really
there
big
is.
one.
And all the people in the family don't like the same flavors, but that's a lot of space to take up in a pantry.
That is a lot of space.
You gotta take them out and save space. You know what? The reason that I stumbled upon this issue for me is at Radio U, we always have Pop-Tarts, right?
Yeah.
And the Pop-Tarts, because we do want to save space, people will take the Pop-Tarts from different boxes and just put them in like this basket. But then we don't know.
Yeah.
We don't know, Allie.
But then
we don't know if we're getting chocolate fudge or brown sugar.
What if it's a little happy surprise?
But the flip side of that is, what if it's a big disappointment? What if you get the flavor you don't want?
It's
what
a
if
gamble.
If it's blueberry, I'm gonna be mad. I'm just gonna throw them directly in the trash.
Yeah, I mean,
somebody else might like blueberry.
I have no qualms with them adding the title of whatever the flavor is on the packaging. But also, I'm not as passionate about this issue as you are.
Here's the thing. I'm a solutions-oriented guy.
Yeah,
I know
are.
the answer.
Okay.
Okay, it's too much for them to print the Pop-Tart flavor on the foil, right?
Maybe. I don't know.
Apparently, there's some reason they don't do it. Is it too expensive or something? So here's what you do. And people can keep texting in food packaging that annoys you. We'll get to that in a minute. How about they just put them in clear wrapping?
Yeah.
Twinkies do it.
Yeah.
Most
plastic is clear.
Why are they putting it in the foil? There's so many answers to this, and they chose the dumbest answer there is. Food packaging that annoys you, 877-2-RADIO-U. We have the Radio U hotline open.
877-2-RADIO-U.
You can get in the group chat, and this is your chance to vent, complain about food packaging that annoys you. Apparently, a lot of people have a lot of complaints.
Yeah, so many text messages.
This all started because a woman has gone viral on TikTok for saying the same thing I've said for years. The Pop-Tarts needs to put the flavor of the Pop-Tarts on the actual foil packaging, because otherwise you have if it's not in the box, you don't know. You have to do, if there's multiple Pop-Tarts, you have to do like Pop-Tart Braille, trying to like decode, like, does this have the sprinkles on it? Or is it smooth? And even then, that's a guessing
that's not
game.
A guarantee. Yeah.
But some of the other things people are upset about, Allie, Dee got in, she says those little pull tabs that are like on the seal after you turn the lid off for ketchup or peanut butter.
Oh, that you have to get off.
Yeah, and they're way too difficult.
Some of them can be. Some of them are pretty easy, but yeah, I've run into a few where I'm like, why is this so hard?
I know, it's a crapshoot.
Yeah.
We also heard from Kim, who says, why in 2025 do we not have resealable cereal bags?
You know what? I was literally thinking that would be my thing too.
Mm-hmm.
I like Twizzlers. Most Twizzlers don't have resealable bags. To me, I'm like, you're not eating all of these in one sitting.
Mm-hmm.
You need to have resealable bags or else these will start to get hard.
We could make such a list of all of the food that should come in resealable bags.
Yes.
They can do it for cheese. Why can't they do it for chips?
Yeah.
Why can't they do it for cereal? Bacon, hello, ding dong. Let's get some resealable bacon packaging here. Rick says that he agrees that Pop-Tarts could label, but Hudson is clearly overreacting. But listen, Rick, if nobody, in the scheme of the world, this is a small problem. But if nobody brings it up and gets upset about it, then they'll just keep doing things the way they keep doing it.
Squeaky wheel gets the oil.
Exactly. Someone's got to say something. Justin says he refuses to put a twist tie back on a loaf of bread.
But then it gets hard.
What do you prefer, the twist tie or the little clip?
I do the twist tie and then I fold it under.
You fold and twist.
Yep.
Fold and I don't. You have to do more than just fold, though.
Yes, because that's not enough.
Yeah,
I also like try and push the air out before I twist.
Yeah, I don't like the clips, the little tabs. I like the twists.
I don't know if I have a preference.
Okay, you haven't thought that much about it.
Haven't really thought
You're
that
not
much
ready to
about
take
it.
a stand on twists versus clips.
Nope.
Jeremiah is complaining about the packaging that explodes when you try to open it, like cereal bags.
Oh, yeah, where there's just so much air in it that it just like pop.
It pops out.
Yeah.
And with cereal too, why is it even so hard? Not just that we can't get resealable cereal bags unless you buy Malt-O-Meal. Not that it explodes. But, like, you can't even open the bag cleanly. You know what I mean? Where you can actually pour it correctly.
It's like the cheapest plastic you've ever
Yeah,
seen.
it just rips in any which way and down the side. And you're like, how did this happen?
I know some people that literally take kitchen scissors and will just cut it clean across. That way it doesn't end up all over the place with when you open it.
That's smart. At Panera Bread, we had this thing. I loved using it. It was for soup bags because... Spoiler alert, at Panera, all the soup is frozen. It gets put in a big thing of boiling water in a bag, and you have to like zip tie it open to open and pour the soup into a vat.
Oh, wow.
The vat that we serve it out of.
Okay.
And it's like this it's literally a tool that's only meant, you hold the bottom of the bag, or you hold the bag above where the soup is.
Yeah.
And then you slice the top off.
Ah.
And I'm like, I want one of those for my life.
Yeah.
I should have stolen one.
A little
when they fired
have.
me. Thomas says, things that we're talking food packaging that annoys you. Thomas says things that come individually wrapped in foil, like Cadbury cream eggs. It gets torn and exposed in the store, and it feels like a sanitation risk.
That's true. Yeah, I'd be nervous about that.
The Cadbury cream eggs, too, they just sell them individually, like just in a big cardboard box.
Yeah.
Where anybody can reach their hand in.
Yeah.
That doesn't feel exactly sanitary.
Yep.
8772 Radio U. We've got actually more. Allie, do you have any saved coming up?
The only one I could think of was that resealable bag problem, and the main thing that came into my mind was I love the cherry pull apart Twizzlers, but I don't eat them all in one sitting, and I hate when they get super hard. So you have to use a Ziploc bag, or else they're gonna get hard.
Then if you just buy like a small amount, then
it's not
you're
enough.
getting ripped off because it's like the per unit price. 8772 Radio U. I think we might have enough to talk about this again. Things that people are upset with food packaging. It seems that we've struck a nerve, Allie. We have the Radio U hotline open.
8772 Radio U.
You can get in the group chat and let us know food packaging that annoys you. This started with a woman on TikTok who's gone viral for complaining how Pop-Tarts do not print the flavor of the Pop-Tart on the actual foil packaging. It's just on the box only. Mm-hmm. This is something that's always upset me. Many others seem upset, and we're talking about other food packaging that bothers you as well. And man, do we just have so many people chiming in on this.
Gold mine, a plethora of text messages with all sorts of different stuff that bothers everybody.
Susanna says, I don't like when it's a one-time food where you don't need to reseal it and it's a bag inside of a box. Like, why?
A one-time food.
Like something that you would eat all in one sitting.
Yeah.
Why do they put a bag inside of a box?
Yeah, that does feel like too much. A little wasteful.
It's just wasteful. I'm thinking, when you buy, when you get the little variety packs of cereal that come in the little boxes?
Yeah.
My grandma would do that. and those come in bags inside of boxes.
Yes.
Why? They're
when it's
individuals.
literally like it's individual and it's like it fits in one bowl or whatever. Yeah.
I like what Albert's thinking. Food packaging that annoys you. They have Go-Gurt. Why can't they do that with pudding?
Oh, like a little, the little tube.
A snack pack. Yeah, and I always feel bad. Snack packs and let's get to peanut butter. But with the snack packs, I always feel like it's the little pudding cups. I feel like I'm wasting it because you can't get all of the pudding out of there.
Yeah, sometimes.
And I guess I'm sure with Go-Gurt too, like there's some Go-Gurt left behind in the tube. You can't get it all out, but you're closer.
Yeah.
Which brings me to peanut butter. Why can't they make peanut butter where you can actually get all of the peanut butter out of the jar?
Yeah, it's impossible.
Mayonnaise too.
Yeah.
Mayonnaise is like this. You can't so much gets stuck to the side of the jar that you will never get out.
Mm-hmm.
And then once you get down to the bottom of the jar, you're having to stick your hand inside and get your peanut butter or mayonnaise on your hand.
Yeah, which is so annoying.
Yeah. And then, you do get to lick the peanut butter off, so that's kind of fun. But
it's still annoying.
It's inconvenient.
Yes.
I think there must be a better way.
There has to be a better way.
I've got another one too, Allie, that this just reminded me of. For peanuts, like we have in the RadioU break room right now, why do they put them in jars you can't fit your hand inside?
Well, you could do what I do and pour them out into a little bowl.
You can, but why can't I also put my hand inside? And Pringles too.
Yeah.
Pringles, come on.
Let me get it for you.
Yes, that's right. I wanted to get to Lindsay because we were talking about how cereal bags aren't resealable unless you get like the malt, like it just comes in the bag only.
Yeah.
Without a box, which honestly, that's not the worst scenario.
Right.
But Lindsay says her husband works at a company that makes bags for cereal. And he said they are trying to develop resealable bags for cereal.
That is a must, she says. And I 100% agree.
I'm just curious why they need to, like, in 2025, why we're developing them. I feel like that should be...
It should be a thing.
Yeah, how have we not figured that? We can put a man on the moon. We can't do...
But also, we shouldn't be complaining that this company is doing this. This is a very honorable cause.
Thank you to your husband, Lindsay, for working on that.
Yes.
We're going to make a lot of people happy. Max says when he was at Ramstein Air Force Base, when he was in the military in Germany, they had a fridge area where like they would have all their snacks, right? And he said that one of his buddies in the military switched the Pop-Tarts in all the different boxes. You wouldn't have this problem. And so
diabolical.
He says he got blamed for it even though he did not do it. But he says it sucks to get the non-frosted version of the fruit one when you think you're getting cinnamon.
Oh.
Yeah, that's a killer.
It really is sad.
Yeah. So this is why this all could be avoided if Pop-Tarts would just label the foil packages.
Yes.
Still
more.
Paul says milk. They can't invent a container that doesn't tip over in the car on the ride. They do. They don't have a great center of gravity.
No.
And then I saw a couple people here talking about the Pop-Tarts too. Jay Lynn says, why can't they about the Pop-Tarts at gas stations, they sell them individually with the pictures on.
Yeah.
So they can do it.
They can do it. Like you said, when we first talked about it, they sell them in individual packages in vending machines, and those are labeled.
And then I don't like these people that are coming in here saying, like, how are you running out of space so drastically that a Pop-Tart box is taking up too much room?
I mean, pantries can get pretty, if you have a family, they can get pretty stocked up.
Yeah.
You're taking whatever real estate you got.
If you're saying that, you're showing your privilege right now. You are literally... You're literally just like, I have a walk-in pantry. I have a whole basement filled with goods.
Enjoy it.
Yeah.
Enjoy it.
Must be nice. Can't hide money.
Thanks for listening to the RadioU Podcast. Don't forget to rate and review the show.